take one, we're going to do a full run through. All cameras should be sunk on this.
Good morning, Facebook family and friends, and my faithful loyal YouTube subscriber. Today is Tuesday. It is the 20th of March, and I'm Walter Lee Hampton II. This is my mother, Alberta Hampton. And I know you guys beat me up about my opinions about Atlanta. So I asked them a series of questions about Atlanta, because a lot of people think Atlanta is this Black Mecca where people could come here and have a successful life and career and raise children and all this good stuff. Mama's lived here just longer than me. You got here before I did. What are your thoughts on Atlanta for Black Americans? Is this the Black Mecca everybody screams it is?
Atlanta has its problems for blacks, and especially, to me, the ones that are born and raised here. But those people that are coming here now, they're coming like rather late. The place is already crowded with people. Blacks have the hardest time finding good homes, finding good jobs. Now, we realize that there are some blacks that are able to do this.
Oh yeah, there's some blacks that are surviving here and doing well here.
But the majority of them are having problems.
So you got a small percentage of people who are thriving, doing okay. But the vast majority of blacks living here, how would you say the quality of life for the vast majority of blacks here?
I think the vast majority is a poor concept of coming to Atlanta, because it's just
a lot of poverty here.
It's a lot of poverty, lots.
Where's middle class blacks? You see a lot of middle class blacks. Either you got it or you don't. Am I correct?
That's true. I run into a lot of people that are born and raised in Atlanta, and they're suffering.
I run into a lot of people who move here and they are suffering. One of the things that concerns me about Atlanta is when we first moved here in 1989, you could have got a job at the airport working at Delta Airlines, putting the luggage under the plane. I forget the specific title of that job. But you'd have been paid about $20, $25 per hour back in 1989. Rent was $300, $400, $500 for a two-bedroom apartment.
What you're talking about.
Right. So, but now in 2018, that same job will pay you $11, $12, $13 an hour. But rent's much higher now. How can they go down in salaries, but everything else has got more expensive? Food, clothing, housing, car insurance, everything has skyrocketed in the state. But the wages have come down. And this is because of racism. Because they know that so many black folks have flocked into the city, they can pay them anything. They can give them any salary. And they will take these jobs. Do they have a choice?
They have no other choice.
Well, they do have another choice. Get the hell out of Atlanta. Go someplace else. But everybody wants to be here for some reason.
Well, you got to take in consideration a lot of people are moving from up north because of the weather. And
well, would you move to a city because of the weather and you don't have an income or nowhere near making the amount of income that you want? Remember our cousin who works, Uncle Rady's son is a pharmacist, and he's been trying to get down here. He said he couldn't find anything in the southeast region that paid anywhere close to what he's making up there in Chicago.
Wow.
So he decided he was sick, stick it out there, and plus he's very close to retirement. So he said he would just wait out a few more years. What's the Rady's son's name? Fred? The oldest.
But at that point, and the same as
Keith.
his daddy. Yeah. Okay.
Keith. Rady's name is Keith? Uncle Rady? No,
I think they just call him that for short, though.
Okay. So Keith is, he's a pharmacist. Makes good money up there, but he wants to get out of that. Him and his wife want to move south. But anyway, the job market here is not what people think it is. Is Atlanta a Black Mecca where blacks can come and thrive and have great success and show up here and everything's hunky-dory? Yes or no, Mama?
I'm thinking like this. If the blacks would pull together and form, but nobody, so what?
In 30 years, have they pulled together?
I mean, it's not too late.
Oh, it's not too late, but have they done it in 30 years?
But we need to come together and do things for each other. Have some kind of an organization or something. And
well, I have a question for you, because not to cut you off. You were in Gary, Indiana for how long? Did you ever see blacks come together in Gary? Because I don't know. I was a little kid there.
Well, and I was rather busy raising children and being at the house. And that'll keep you from knowing what's going on. But I went to all the PTA meetings, the board meetings, when they had elections, I would probably go and see what was going on so I could be kept up with what was happening in the city.
Did you see in the 70 odd years that you walked on planet Earth, how often have you seen blacks come together as a community or as a whole to improve our quality of life?
Well, you know what? I think it was better back in the day, like we were talking about neighborhoods before. They kept their neighborhoods clean, they kept their houses up, and they respected one another. When you don't find that quality of people anymore.
Well, this is what I will say about Atlanta.
In certain neighborhoods.
Certain neighborhoods are very clean here in Atlanta, in black areas, but there are a lot of old folks there.
That's true.
They take care of their homes. They've always maintained their homes. They've been in these houses for years. They've maintained them. The neighborhoods are clean. Some you may rarely even catch a house popping up for sale in some of these particular areas.
That's true.
But when these newcomers came to, like they flooded into Stone Mountain areas, Lithonia, Ellenwood, Douglasville, Henry, Stock, certain parts of the city where these people came from all over the United States, it ain't so pretty.
I really think that, the government, even the mayors and different ones and the organizations, I really think that they could get this rent lowered where these people could come in and find somewhere to live in a decent place. And I think, if they have to come up with programs where...
The only way you're going to lower rent is if people say, I'm not paying this rent.
But they got a lot of empty places, right?
They got a ton of empty places. So that's going. I'm confident that the housing, the apartment boom that you see shaping in the city where they building all this stuff, all them buildings can't sit empty forever. At some point, those buildings are going to have to be resold or foreclosed on, or it's going to be a housing bust that's going to happen again, and the rents will come down. I don't doubt that at all because they didn't build too many apartments in the city. I don't see nobody doing this in a lot of these places. These rents are outrageous. The rents are outrageous now in Atlanta unless you go into the hood.
I believe it's expensive in the hood, too.
Yeah, it's got nine. In certain parts, it's not worth the type of money. Well, why continue to flock to a city that doesn't have the opportunities? Why, let's just be like everybody's still flocking to Gary, Indiana. Ain't no jobs in Gary. When do you change course? When do we start saying to people, this ain't the place? It's okay to tell the truth because at one point in time, Gary, Indiana was a good place for black people to come and get jobs, right?
It's beautiful.
It ain't that way today, right?
Steel mill and everything was kicking. The schools were
And then
good.
things changed. Have things changed here in Atlanta?
From what we can see, they have.
Yeah, they changed. When we first moved here, things were booming.
Yeah.
Not so. There's still a lot of growth in Atlanta.
A lot of growth.
A lot of growth, but not the type of entry-level growth that the average black person may need or can get in. It's not working. It ain't working. I don't care. I don't care what nobody says. The average black person is struggling here in Atlanta. Yes, there are some people who are having success. Yes, there are some people who are doing well, but the average Joe ain't one of those people. So we can't keep looking at a small percentage of people and saying, look at them. And then you got a whole massive group of people who are struggling and poor, and
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense to me.
It's a very small group of people that are like in government working or in the hospitals working.
They have jobs. I mean, for the vast majority of blacks who are in Atlanta, this is struggle. This is a place they come to struggle. It's just not what people think it is. And I'm not. Do you think I'm exaggerating this? People accuse me of exaggerating this.
No, it's not being exaggerated.
It's the truth.
It is the truth. And people recognize it. They do. They really recognize that Atlanta is not the black community that we thought it would be coming into Atlanta. Well, we came here at a good time.
We came here at a good time.
Rent was exceedingly cheap when
Yes,
we
it
got here.
was.
Jobs were good. You could work 2 or 3 jobs if you
Yeah.
wanted
And if
to.
you quit that job, you have another one the next day.
That's true.
That ain't happening today. So should black Americans continue to flock to the city of Atlanta?
Those that I met so many young people that are coming out of California and they're homeless and no jobs and, stuck out there in Cobb County and all that, So they really need to do a lot of
Research before
work
they get
before
here.
yeah.
So they moved here and they stuck. The public transportation is nowhere near certain places. I know a lot of people who moved here with family members. They are way out in the woods someplace trying to find a job and they don't have a car. It's not possible. Can you make it in Atlanta without a car, Mama?
No, you can't.
You got to have a car.
It's like any other large city now.
In the public transportation, how often have you caught public transportation to take care of your daily needs?
Very rare. Matter of fact, I don't think I ever did.
I mean, at one point you were catching the train here and there, but you wouldn't do nothing major.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Just out.
Just out and about. Because I have a friend who gets up at 7 o'clock every morning. He catches the bus and catches the train. He goes way up to Kennesaw. He has to be at work at 11.
Oh, my God.
He leaves his house at 7.
Kennesaw is extremely far from his job. Where you live at?
Near the Atlanta Braves Stadium in Summerlin.
Oh, my gosh.
He has to leave his house at 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 or 8, something up there, to catch a bus, then catch a train, then catch another bus, and then catch another bus to get to his job by 11 o'clock. Then at night, he's got to do the same thing. Coming back home, he needs a car, but he doesn't have one. He didn't even know how to drive because he came here from New York, thinking the public transportation was going to be easy to maneuver.
It's much different than I did not.
I told him he needs to go his behind back to what? New York City.
How was he doing in New York? What did he say?
He wanted out of New York because he said he wanted something different. His family members were there. He grew up in New York. His family's there. Everybody's situated in New York, New Jersey. He just wanted away from that element. And this was his opportunity to come down here and live his life the way he wanted to live his life without the scrutiny of his family. And, but financially, he's struggling, though. I'm like, is it worth the struggle here?
So how long has he been down here?
About 4 or 5 years.
He's still relatively new, man.
Yeah, I packed my mess and went back home so long ago. Mama, Daddy, I'm back.
A lot of people going back now.
They have no choice. He's going to eventually go back, too, because he can't. He tried to take driving classes and all this stuff. Once you get a certain age and you try to learn how to drive a car,
it's very difficult.
It's very difficult. People don't understand that.
Yeah, your nerves are not up to it.
This man's 30-something years of age trying to learn how to drive a car. If he had I told him you need to buy one and he's going to have to buy a car and just start driving it.
Just around this area until
he gets used to driving. That's the only way you're going to have experience. When I remember I was 15, 16 years, you would put me behind the wheel of a car until we drive. And that's how I learned how to drive a vehicle. You can't expect to just walk. It's just not, he's taking these driving classes and this doesn't work. He needs the experience. He needs to get a learner's permit and get somebody, but he don't want people to know he don't know how to drive. I said, get you your learner's permit, which he has, and put somebody in that passenger seat and get a car and ride out. Rent a car.
I don't know. He's got to have some.
He's got to put his pride to the side. If you want to get off MARTA, put your pride to the side and get you somebody you trust and get into that car and learn how to.
What's wrong with MARTA? Why does he want to get
Because he's leaving work getting home. Mommy's leaving his house at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Every morning.
He doesn't get to work till about close to 11.
Mm-hmm.
And he leaves in the evening time to do the same journey. All he's doing is working and sleeping.
Well, he is a long ways off now. Kennesaw's way out there.
So he's been looking for other jobs in the city, someplace closer, but it ain't happening. So for now,
what kind of work is
he works for a bank. That's a good paying job. He makes good money. Now he needs to learn how to drive.
He can't move up to Kennesaw.
He got to learn how to. I told him that to move up because he moved nothing. He needs to learn how to drive a car. The only way that man's going to learn how to drive a car is to go buy one or rent one
and get in it.
And put your pride to the side and tell the people that he knows, man, I need you to help me learn how to drive this car. I don't know how to drive a car. What's so wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. Really, there isn't. If he's capable mentally and physically to drive a car, he should be driving a car. I do agree with you.
Get him a car.
Get him a car. And it wouldn't take
the driving classes that he's taking is such a limited amount of time. It ain't working. He needs longer time behind the wheel. Somebody needs to pick him up in a car, drive him out to the country, let him drive. You got to learn to permit. Go ahead and drive. I'll ride out there. Go way up. Go to Macon. Go someplace out in the country and just drive. Get out there. Get on the road. Get on the highway.
Well, that's true. If he's mentally capable of doing that,
he can. But he's got to get behind the wheel of a car.
So right now he has too much fear in him or something.
He's taking driving classes and not enough time.
Not enough time.
You got to pay for this. So it's not enough time behind the road. He's not.
Oh, okay. I see.
He's got to learn how to drive back then. We all learned how to drive. How did you learn how to drive?
In the country, on the dirt road.
So you got on the road,
yeah.
You're driving a car, you out there, and then his quality of life will improve once he gets a vehicle. He ain't going to be able to really...
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But he could just pick up just a car, just, find one he paid a little cash for.
I told him that. Go buy
Drive
something,
it
just a
around,
raggedy car that you
just
need
to drive around.
Yes. I told him about nothing
Even if
expensive.
you can come to but your house.
He ain't driving none of these out here, though. I did make
Know
that
what I'm
call.
saying? If you come to visit.
Yeah, I mean, but he's got to have somebody in the passenger seat with him because you have a learner's permit. So, a learner permit requires you that there be a licensed driver in the car with you.
Yeah.
And see, he don't want nobody to know he don't know how to drive.
A lot of people coming out from up in that area don't know how to drive.
I remember we moved to Cincinnati. We met a neighbor. She came from New York and she was learning how to drive that car. I won't forget that woman's name. She had brought a little Toyota. She lived a few doors down from us in Cincinnati. She had that little Toyota. She driving around trying to learn how to drive that car. A lot of New Yorkers come here and they don't know how to drive.
They don't need cars up there.
I would stay in New York personally, but hey.
What kind of work did you do in New York?
Banking, same thing he's doing here.
And he made good money up there. I mean, I
Well,
hear they pay better up there than
All right,
here.
the bottom line is the man, his family members do not know he's gay. He can live a normal life here. He was not able to live a normal life there. He was hiding everything. They don't know anything about it, what is going on here.
Mm-mm.
That's the issue. That's why he's here.
Why does he? I bet you they do know it. I'd be
Well,
willing to bet you anything.
of course you and I both know. They both know what's going on with this young man. You 30-something years of age, they know what's going on with him. But
more than likely.
when he did move here, he had a girlfriend. He moved. Matter of fact, he moved here with that girl, and then they went their separate ways. But he knew he was gay all along. But that's just part of the problem, because otherwise, so I told him, so if you were straight, you'd been happy in New York, where he was making more money up there than here. I think I would have stayed in New York, me personally.
I think I would have too.
But he's here.
It's nice up there in New York.
The winters can be rough. I'm not going to say they, especially this winter. They had a lot of bad winters up there in New York. I can imagine the winter. We don't have that type. It's beautiful. It's almost 70
Yeah, but we have our
degrees
problems here, though.
We do. We had some tornadoes last night. But
Yeah,
I mean,
the weather, might not be the weather, but look at the.
Yes or no? Is Atlanta the Black Mecca everybody presents this to be?
It is not.
It is not.
But it could be, but it is not.
So what would have to change? So for you say bring blacks together, another educational system. How is it? What do you think about it here?
What was that again?
The educational system, the public school system, the schools here.
Well, it's difficult for blacks here, period. In every way. Look at all the stores they have closed in the black neighborhoods.
They shut them down.
Publix and Kroger's.
Shut them down.
I mean, they didn't even consider the people had to shop. They just closed the stores down. And the schools, they're closing down our schools left and right. Especially right there in Kirkwood, they're closing schools. And since so many whites have moved into the area now, they have to go to their schools.
Well,
It's the whole, and it's because when they closed that school down, I never saw not one black at the board meeting. Nobody walking up and down the street with signs saying we don't want our schools closed. Did you? No demonstrations at all.
To be honest with you, Mama, you know how I feel about the public school system. They can shut them all down as far as I'm concerned. Black folks should not have their children in there in the first
They
place.
got to go somewhere now.
And they need to figure that out. Creflo Dollar ain't open for school yet.
Yeah, he had one open, but
These churches need to start turning them into separate places of worship, places of education. Is your phone?
yeah.
That's Mama's phone, not mine, so I want to hear y'all complaining.
I'm gonna turn it off. I don't know who it is. I don't recognize that number. Well, I still say is that we as blacks, we need to come together. We need to learn how to love one another, how to socialize with one another, how to be there for one another, because our homes and we just need nice black neighborhoods. We need support in our neighborhoods. I never saw anybody demonstrate when they closed that Kroger's down.
They closed. Well, okay, so in your area, they closed Kroger, Publix, Walmart, neighborhood grocery store. They just opened up their neighborhood. That was a nice place. And they closed the Sam's Club, all within a few miles of each other. They did open, in each place. There's a Walmart on Memorial Drive. They've opened in the past 5 or 6 years. And there's another Walmart. Walmart has been pretty aggressive, I think, in opening up Walmart stores or grocery stores in black neighborhoods. I will say Walmart has definitely come into areas that nobody else is coming to.
That's true.
I will give them that because they have stores on. They have 3 stores at Gresham Road, Memorial Drive. I've never been inside the Memorial Drive store. Gresham Road, Memorial Drive, and they have 2 Memorial Drive.
Memorial Drive right up the street from you.
I've never been to that one. You know, but Avondale Mall used to be. So they have 3 Walmarts within this area. Well, no more than that. Then you can start going to Lithonia and all those places they have. So Walmart has been pretty aggressive. So I'm not going to knock Walmart. They didn't open up a store in East Point.
And they always have jobs for the blacks. That's one thing people have come to appreciate Walmart's for.
Walmart does hire a lot of blacks, either at the warehouses or on the store level. I do agree. I know they pay these people. They do have quite a few jobs. So
the salary here is really low.
The salaries are low.
The salaries are very low. I mean, $7 or $8. What can you do with $8?
I've seen jobs 10, 11, 12, 13 for people with degrees working $15 an hour or less jobs here. $15 an hour, and it's just kind of. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if this is experience because we've been stuck in Atlanta for 30 years. I don't know if other cities have experienced this type of stuff. But I do know to watch. I've personally myself seen incomes drop in Atlanta. Coca-Cola, Delta, they've cut salaries and they still bring people in, and I think that's. But at the same time, Delta's not making billions and billions of dollars, but they never went back in. And
I'm surprised Coca-Cola has cut salaries.
Ooh, people don't drink Coke no more. When was the last time you had a Coke?
I drink Coke maybe once.
I haven't had a Coke in so long. So I drink water, more Coke products, water. But Coca-Cola sales are declining drastically because people don't drink sodas.
Oh.
The soda market has gone downhill completely. Very rare that people
didn't know that.
Yeah, sodas are something. I've never been a big soda drinker, not since I was a kid. As an adult, I haven't really touched, especially in the past 10 years. I mean, unless I'm having a party event, I don't buy sodas. I don't buy Coke and Sprite and all that mess. I just don't.
I drink a lot of their juices.
I drink the juice. I'm drinking some of their juice now. But mostly water.
I did not know that.
Would you recommend for blacks to drag their U-Haul full of crap here to Atlanta? Pack up your U-Haul and come on down to Atlanta. Would you raise children here?
No. Definitely not. The morals are too low.
Too low. Our communities are too messed up here.
Yeah.
Now, in the white communities, different story. We were mainly referring to black communities. White communities, that's a whole other.
It's a whole different show.
It's a whole other different show. Now, if you want to raise children here, you better move out there where the white folks live at. I'm just telling you the truth.
If you can afford to move there.
If you can afford to move there, that's where you want to take your children. But these black neighborhoods, would you raise children in Stone Mountain?
Mm-mm.
Horrible. Stone Mountain, Lithonia. It's sad because that's the largest. South DeKalb County is the largest section of Atlanta for black folks. And we just asked the question, would you raise any children anywhere in South DeKalb?
I don't know that much about it, but I don't think so. From what I can
South
see.
DeKalb would be from Moreland Avenue all the way up through Wesley Chapel, through Stonecrest Mall area, Lithonia, Stone Mountain. All this is South DeKalb County.
Wesley Chapel used to be nice. They're not nice anymore.
Go up there now selling prostitutes. Somebody was shot and killed they had a shootout at the Quick Trip this Saturday night at Quick Trip on Wesley Chapel. And that Quick Trip ain't but a couple years old.
Then they have one on Panola Road. I don't know. I think, a lot of the people are not training their children. They're not, I don't know. You don't even get good welfare here.
Georgia, well, in Georgia, ain't giving you nothing anything on. If you come here for welfare benefits, you coming to the wrong state.
Definitely.
I would not come here to be the wrong place coming for welfare benefits. You're going to be, that ain't going to work. That's a disaster. Well, we're going to conclude this video about our thoughts on Atlanta. We'll be back in a few minutes. Today it is Tuesday, March the 20th. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's about 70 degrees, 60 or 70 degrees outside. What is the temperature?
I don't know. But I want to just say this, I'm not going to knock Atlanta totally. I could see if people get together. Mm-hmm. I like this new mayor. She sees that blacks are not being successful here in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And she's trying to while she's in office trying to do something to put them in decent homes and their schools. So, you know, at least she has her eyes, you know, the Kareem, what was his name, the one that just left office? Mayor,
Kasim Reed.
you know, he did a lot of bringing in these builders and construction work. And now it's time for us to, you know, start reaping. Everybody should get to reap, not just one race.
I agree. It's almost 70 degrees today here in Atlanta. But it's going to be cold over the next few days. But we have a beautiful day here in Atlanta. So you're going to end this video. We'll be back in a few minutes. All right, I'm out.
This is a take one. We're going to do a full run through. All cameras should be sunk on this